Hello and welcome back to another episode of Something Dumb. Today we got a few final tables, a couple of daily legends from the past. I guess this is in December. A 33 bucker from Christmas, and an 11 bucker that happened on January 4th. With that being said, we'll just hop right on into it. We're starting the bankroll off at around 3K. That's good to know already. Alrighty, so hopping into the 33 bucker, we got a couple of 10s. We got Sirius on the final table. We got Matt Tuller, LeBluff, Huel, Daily Quads, and Mark. Mark's got that big bounty on their head, 35 buckers. We get a King Queen 4 flop, not what we're looking for. I think we should just check this bad boy. We could always go for a small bet because it's a good board for us. In the end, it just checks around 10 on the turn. Mark leads out as we make our set. Ace, Jack, Jack 9 make a straight, and spades get there as well. We play call. King on the river, great card as we make a boat. Mark checks it on over, and I do like the all-in size. Here we are on the final table. We could always bet smaller because Mark might be inclined to fold to a jam. We got Mark labeled as the green player, means they're a fishy doodah. So the all-in size makes sense as they're just going to call with the straight. And we see the good news, 35 bucks in our pocket. Oh, and then an ace and a queen, Sirius, rip it in. Matt can rip it in, that'd be fun too. In the end, they both fold. LeBluff comes in for the open. I do think I like to play call here. We do cover LeBluff, we got the big stack, we're in first place now. But I like ace-queen calls. Ace 9 6 flop. There's a flush draw, plenty of straight draws. We can go for a check raise here with a top pair and a great kicker. LeBluff bets a blind. Right, check raise. Check raise. The board's too wet. Don't you dare call. And we play call like a little puss jack on the turn. 7 blinds in the middle, and there should have been a few more, like 12. Plus, get this another small-ass bet from LeBluff, 1.9 blinds. There's only more straight draws now. Oh, we're playing call. What the fuck's going on with me? Deuce on the river. Playing this way too safe here. Unless we go for like a check raise on the river. Like, what's going on? Isn't this a little too scary to check raise as all the bluffs miss? What am I doing? Does ace-queen just call down here? What the hell? Because, like, if LeBluff bets, like, 9 blinds, I'm not check-raising. 8 blinds? Yeah, I'm just calling. King 6, was it a good play? Did I just let LeBluff kind of bluff off? 3-bet pre would have got through. Check-raise the flop. LeBluff would have folded the pair of 6s. Check-raise on the turn, the pair of 6s would have folded. Did I get max value by just calling there, even though I really hated it? King-Jack suited, we'll rip it all in. Sirius in the big playing 10.5 blinds, a $7 bounty on their head. We rip it in. So something to note is there's about 280 bucks for the victor, plus bounties on top of that. If you scoop a bunch of bounties, that could be double the first place prize. Is this 6-8 for about 10 blinds? Might just rip it in and hopefully take it down pre, if not. We'll be looking at a bounty opportunity. We do get a call from 10-9, which has 60% punish 'em dealer, 6 or an 8. 10-9 calls by Matt? Somebody tell me about that one. Obviously, I'm jamming in 6-8-0, but 10-9 calls it off on the final table here? Should I be limping because Matt's calling the big blind? What the fuck? I got no idea what to say about that 10-9-0 call. Sirius rips her in, LeBluff. Thinking things through. It's a min bounty, so LeBluff will just find the fold. Sirius rips it in, Matt goes for the bounty. Ace-Jack versus Ace-8. Any 8 dealer. I think there's some chops, but not on the deuce. What about a queen? What about a queen? No. No chops on the deuce. Right? How did he have like 13%? There must have been a chop out. Doesn't matter, Matt gets the bounty. Then they're limping it in, and we have a 6 and a 2 in the big blind. What a fuck ton of chips, yo. 92 blinds? Holy moly. Pick up a flush draw here. Ace high board. Matt checks her on over. Huel will bet 1 blind. Very interesting play. Daily quads gets out of the way. We will call. Do we ever check raise the 6 high flush draw? I don't think so. We make the flush on the turn. Turn goes check, check, deuce on the river. Do we go for a check raise? Or do we just bet large? I like a check raise, to be honest with you. I lead out 5 blinds and we get a call. I would have much preferred a check raise, even though the river could have went check, check. Ace and a 2 of the same suit folds around to us in this small blind. Let's go for a raise. 3 blinds, 2.5 doesn't matter. We just gotta pick a size. 2.5 is the size I elect to go for. 30 blinds deep, and Matt rips her in and takes her down pre. Couple of 8s on the button. We are playing 30 blinds deep, so that's interesting to note, as daily quads in last place with the 30 blinds and a big bounty on their head, $66. Or sorry, $60. Too many sixes, I am saying. We raise it on up to 2 blinds. Matt folds the small. We do get a call from LeBluff, and we flop a straight flush draw. 10, 9, 7, all diamonds. 5 blinds in the middle. We check her back. 10 on the turn. I don't want to get check raised on the flop, to be honest with you. I do like a bet on the turn here. We don't have to go large, but I do prefer a bet as we make the straight on the river. Value bet, of course. Don't you dare check this back. Large bet, 4 blinds. That's all right. Could even just bet pot. LeBluff hits the muck anyways. Queen 10 we open, and Matt calls from the cutoff. King 5-3 flop. Looks like we can go for a little C bet. Backdoor straight draws. King high board is good news for us. Matt didn't 3-bet pre. We get a quick call. 3 on the turn. Pairs the board. We don't pick up any equity. I could go bombs away, but that 10-9 play by Matt earlier is very suspicious, as we get a queen on the river, which should be the best card. So there's no raise pre-flop, no raise on the flop. Don't hear check. Damn it. Go for a value bet with the queen, of course. Oh, I'm just missing out on value as I get a couple of kings in the big. Who knows if Matt would have called come the river, but they probably had some sort of small pocket pair. As it folds around to daily quads and no action for the kings. Couple of jacks. LeBluff comes in for the open. I kind of like a call and let Matt rip it all in, and then potentially play like 170 blind pot with a couple of jacks. 5-5-2 flop. We started off with a check. I suppose this is fine. LeBluff goes for a bet ski. What do we think about that king 6 play by LeBluff earlier, where they bluffed a pair of 6s? Do we just let him bluff? So we find another call. Flush completes on the turn. Another undercard to our jacks. Something in me just wants to go for some value at some point, though, with a check raise. But if LeBluff is just going to bluff her off, maybe Brendan's got a note on LeBluff. We're not folding. We're calling again. Queen of hearts on the river, so we make a flush. We don't really want it to go check, check. Does LeBluff still bluff? They do give it up on the river. 22 blinds slide our way. A7 flops top pair. We should bet this bad boy. We see a $60 bounty out there. We just get the bet through. Bye-bye, Matt. Quads makes a set. Matt's down to the short stack. $18 bounty out there. Not too enticing for nobody, so he will find the fold. Daily quads does limper in, and I suppose I should limp along as well with the jack 6-0 on the button. Matt's in there. LeBluff puts in a raise. No, sorry, they don't. My apologies. They just called. I'm so stupid sometimes. Anyways, we flop a pair of 6s. We could go for a little bet, try to buy the pot. I do like it. We elect a check. I don't like the check. We don't really just want to check this one down. We do want to try to get a couple of overcards to fold. There's going to be plenty of straight draws now that are going to call. So we check again. 3 on the river. 1-liner to a 5. We really should have bet the flop, as we'll just check it down now, and jacks will take the pot. Daily quads opens. Matt rips her in. We're flipping for Matt's life, and they find a jack. And we see a 3 on the turn, so daily quads gets the bounty. Ace Jack sees a 3x open from Huel on the button. We could just rip it in pre-flop. We elect to call. Ace Queen 9. Huel bets 3.5 blinds. We find the call. We'll be off to the turn. Pretty well looking to call down. Scoop that 40 bucker bounty. Question is, should we have ripped it in pre-flop? I don't know, but we get an 8 on the turn, so we pick up a straight draw to the 10. Huel might checker back as we get a jack on the river, so a 1-liner to a 10. We got 2 pairs. Really should have ripped it in pre-flop, I think. Are we going to try to get called by 2 pairs on the river here, like a queen jack, queen 9, queen 8? A lot of that would have bet the turn, so we might have been better off checking the river, letting Huel bluff as we make the 2 pairs. I still don't know what to do right now. Ace 10 suited goes for the open on the button. The bluff calls. Huel rips her in for about 16 blinds. I don't know. The deuces are going to come in for the open though. Queen, queen, 8 flop. C-bet small. Don't you dare check. Oh my lord, I don't know what I'm doing. Pass, Brendan is a fool. 5 on the turn. Do we just check this bad boy down? Looks like we're going to. 7 on the river. Ace king for daily quads? Why didn't they put in a 3-bet at all? How did that check down all the way? We fold an 8 and a 9, and Huel rips her in with an 8 and a 9. They find a 9, but daily quads has that king, and they make 3 of a kind come the turn, locking up the board, and they get the $41 bounty. Most importantly, they got this big-ass stack here. 3-handed. 52 blinds for daily quads. We got 44 in the bluff. Has about 10 as they rip it in. Duck, duck. In the big blind, LeBluff got a double through daily quads. I lost some chips. We flop a set. Life is good again. King 6-2 flop. We check, of course. LeBluff bets small, probably. If they elect to check back, it is a dry ass board. We could always just lead out the turn for large. Rip it on the river. We do see a bluff, probably from LeBluff. They bet 2 blinds. We play call, 10 on the turn. 10 in the middle. I don't mind letting the bluff just blast off, and as well, they're going to have worse value bets. 3-handed, if they make top pair, they'll be rather ecstatic. They'll look to get the $40 bounty on my head. 10 blinds in the middle. The bluff bets 5. Sometimes I just jam here to protect my equity. And sometimes I don't want top pair to see a bad river. So if I do jam it in, if we're being honest, I think I should just call. LeBluff, we'll see what they do, facing the big jam on the turn. About 17 blinds into what, like 54 or something like this. LeBluff lines the float. So just like that, pretty well tied up 3 ways. 35 blinds for daily quads. We got 31. LeBluff with 24 and a couple 3s on the button. Ooh, does this prefer a jam? I'm not quite too sure, but we go for the min raise. LeBluff goes for this small ass 3-bet, and I think I should fold. I could always 4-bet all in. Nah, seems like suicide. And calling sucks as well. Ace 4 in the big. We get a raise from LeBluff, and we flop quite well. Ace 3-2. LeBluff bets 2.5 blinds. Nut flush draw, straight draw, top pair, lots going on. Queen of clubs on the turn, so there's a lot of nasty rivers. Like a club is bad. 6 is interesting. 4-5 was already a straight. 6 is interesting because it's just a brick. There's plenty of bluffs for LeBluff to fire away, so we check it on over. and LeBluff fires a bet 4.6 blinds. I think this is just a snap call. Hurry up and click the call button. Ace-6. Good shit for LeBluff. LeBluff goes for the open daily quads, finds a call from the small. King 10 completes the big. We could have always ripped it in pre-flop. King 10 suited, but we say let's just go to the flop. Queen 4-4. Backdoor straight draw, backdoor flush draw, and over the card. LeBluff bets 3.7 blinds, and it looks like we're already geared up to fold as daily quads does find the call. 6 of hearts on the turn. Turn goes check, check. 5 of diamonds on the river completes some straights and flushes. Daily quad leads out for 7 blinds. Get a quick jam from LeBluff. Daily quads quickly calls, and LeBluff shows him the flush versus the top pair. Now we're heads up. LeBluff's got this huge ass chip advantage. We got about 9 blinds. LeBluff with about 68. And at 8-10, I probably should have limped it in, but I think we'll see LeBluff just jam a whole bunch. As I do wake up with a couple of 10s, so that's a good start. Easy call, 8-6 suited for LeBluff. They do flop a straight draw to the 10 or 5. King of diamonds on the turn is a good card. 3 of diamonds on the river completes our flush. King 5, limp pot. Flop goes check, bet, call. King 8-4 is the flop. There's a flush draw. And if I know anything about LeBluff, I should just let them bluff 3 on the turn. LeBluff bets 3 blinds. Whoa, we're jamming the turn? Interesting. We don't need to. Something in me says just call, Brendan. And then call on the river. Just call, yo. Just call. There you go. 3 of hearts. So the flush does complete and 3 double pairs, pairs the board. Turn goes river. Oh my lord, my words are just all over the place. River goes check, check as we get a couple of 7s. Looks like we're playing a limp strategy against LeBluff, who's likely to raise. They just check her back. Jack 4-2. 2 clubs out there. LeBluff leads 2 blinds. Whoa, interesting spot. We at least gotta call the flop here. See what the turn brings us. 10 of diamonds. There's very few good cards for 7-7 on the turn. A 10 might be one of the mediocre ones. That's actually one of the best. It's an over card. Doesn't complete the straight nor flushes. 5 blinds is the bet. Yikes. We get one of the best cards and we have to fold. That's just a horrific happening. Maybe we should just fold on the flop? Like, what's going on there with 7-7? Do we jam the flop? What do we do? I don't know, but ace-9 sees a limp. I don't think I like a jam. I think I like a smaller raise. Oh, and we elect to rip. Certainly should go for a smaller raise. We'll take it down. Bluff raises it up. We got a call. 10 high board. That's good news. Backdoor flush draw. The toppest of pairs. Fire away, LeBluff. LeBluff bets 3.8 blinds. We elect a call. 7 of hearts on the turn. So the flush completes. We have a heart draw and top pair. I'm not folding. LeBluff rips. We snap call. Come on, hurry up and find the call. Slow roll. Unless my eyes are away from the table. I might have been playing like 15. 8-5 is completely dead. It's just a slow roll. No, I'm going to blame that on 15 tabling. Queen 3. Facing the big raise from LeBluff. We did tie the game up, which is interesting. That Queen 3 could have done something, I think. A call, probably Ace-King. If we're limping, we're limping. Ace-King sees a horrific flop. And a lead? Feels like we have to call the 1 blind bet. Don't you dare fold. Bad flop though, holy shit. 9 on the turn. LeBluff bets another blind. I guess we're off to the river. And I don't even want to see an ace really. 4-5, 4-6 are straight draws. 6-8 with a club, potentially There's so many draws out there. 6 on the river's not a great card. Again, 4-5 gets there. 6-8 makes a pair and they bet 1.6 blinds. I feel like you have to call. But like, yikes. Probably losing. See, let's try and narrow the range down to exactly what their holding is. I'm going to guess it's like 3-4 with a club. 7-8 just top pair, no club. Milks me. Nice play by LeBluff. So LeBluff and I were firing punches back and forth. We get a couple of 6s. LeBluff was getting the best of me, I think. We limper in as we do. But I mean, it's heads up. It's so volatile. Yeah, it's hard to tell who's better just off of like maybe 30 hands or something like this. Anyways, LeBluff raises my limp. We'll jam it in. We are in position. We could always call, but I think 6s for 17 blinds may as well just rip it in. Make your life easy. It's just the thing is there's some ace-5 that might fold that you could dominate pre-flop and potentially hang in there and win a big pot off of. I don't know. 6s just rip it in. We see an ace-queen call and we reestablish the lead. 20 blinds still for LeBluff. We got 33, so nothing's locked up, you know. Limp pot. Queen 6 sees a great flop. King Jack 10. Got that straight draw to the ace or 9. Both powerful cards. We play call. 9 on the turn. There we go. Juicy card. We check it on over. And you know, I watched this back, so I know what's going to happen here is we get a jack on the river as the heart's complete. I was thinking, LeBluff, do it. They jam it in. I was thinking I should fold here. And I think I should have known better. But the more I watch back this final table and watching LeBluff play, I think this is the one opponent you can call with a straight heads up when the board pairs and the flush completes on the river. LeBluff does show me a boat. I think he's the one player where I'd find a call still. And I think I'm just okay with it. And it's like an overbet jam. I understand, but I think LeBluff's still very capable of bluffing there. But I was very disappointed when I first saw that I called there with the queen. I was like, oh fuck, this is just going to be a boat or a flush, obviously. This is not 3 of a kind. But I guess LeBluff is just capable of bluffing and I need to hang in there with some calls. Anyways, we got a pair of 2s and this isn't looking too good. 11 blinds. Jack completes the flush on the turn. LeBluff bets. LeBluff takes the pot. Bad news, we're down to 11.5 blinds. Ace and a king. We limp and we get a raise. Or is it just a 3x raise from the button and we jam and we get a call? Ace king versus ace king. My apologies for the horrific call of the action. Ace and a jack on the button. Or, right? No, in the big blind. How am I so bad at calling the action still? Anyways, it's a limp pot. We say no it's not and we rip it in with the ace and the jack. Very strong holding head. Wow, king for LeBluff. Are you serious? We're going to need an ace. No, we don't find it. We lose heads up against LeBluff. We did do a good job of coming back, but unfortunately didn't get the job done against LeBluff. Anyways, we're going to fast forward to January 4th. Okie dokie, so we got the 1650 Bounty Hunter final table. We started this bad boy off 5 of 9. There was not too much action on my behalf. Chips certainly flew around by the other players. We got JJ going for the open here. PKer in the big blind defends. There's a 3 blind open size, which is interesting to note by JJ off the shorter stack. King high board should be good for them. They bet another 3 blinds. PKer finds the call 5 on the turn. 7.5 blinds behind. Very interesting bet sizing by JJ. And PKer calls with the top is to bear. A7-0 for JJ. Does not get there. Bye-bye, JJ. Not too much doing, but we do find the queen jack suited open, of course. Off the 14 blind stack. Got a regular in the big blind, which is kind of scary, but they should know that I should have a tight ass range here. Being 6 of 8, I shouldn't be opening too much. I do cover both Turbo and Koala, who both folded. As Corrado does just fold. Good shit. Ace Jack facing a limp. We rip it in. Don't limp. Don't you dare limp. 12 blinds. Just rip it in. Still 6 of 8. PKer sees a $35 bounty on the line. They shouldn't be calling here too much. Especially when they limp it in. And especially when they limp it in with King 2. That would certainly hit the muck. We're just sweating kings. A deuce wouldn't get the job done. 8 on the river. The Ace Jack holds up. Good shit for us. 26 blinds and we're back in the game. PKer goes for the open. Koala rips it in. White Sugar's going to come along. We got a $14 bounty on the line. PKer says, I cover both of you. Koala's got a $37 bounty. They call with a couple of 9s and 44%. And the 9s are holding. 9s are going to hold. 3 on the river. Boppity boo. Double knockout for PKer. Never be on the final table and you disconnect. I was so scared. I was like, do I gotta go on my phone now? What do we do? We just sit around patiently. 3 of 6 on the final table and we're back. Didn't miss a thing. Just kidding. Did we? I don't know, but we quickly check back the Ace 9 facing the PK or limp. Then the internet's still fucking with us. What do we do? I think we're in real trouble here. No, just relax. It's okay. We see on the top left there, that table is working. Oh, and the disconnection. Oh, just kidding, we're back. Jack 4-2 flop. We quickly check it. Queen on the turn. I like a call. PKer's gonna bet. Ace high's gearing up for a hero call on the river. Whoa, we fold? What the hell? Brendan in the past and Brendan in the moment are not in line with one another. We got another open from PKer and another jam with the Ace and the Jack, and we get a call by the Ace and the 9. And we flop top pair and turn 3 of a kind, so we got this bad boy locked up. 32 blinds. Is that first place? Nah, just behind PKer. PKer limps and we got queens. We certainly got a raise. The question is to what size. We like to go 2.7 blinds. That might be a little bit too small. I think I gotta go a little bit bigger as we do get a call on an ace high board. Let me know, is that 3-bet or wasn't it a limp? So the 2-bet pre-flop might have been too small. We go for a really small c-bet and I kinda like it. We can still get called by worse pocket pairs. Flush draws. Oh, and we get jacks? Just getting dealt the deck here. We're gonna go for a min raise and probably take it down pretty. Happily call for bounties, of course. We do got one customer with a couple of vertical boobs. They're looking for another 8, and they don't find it, so we get the $20 bounty and the 12 blinds. Good shit. If PK rips, do we go for the bounty? And the big-ass stack? Or do we just... Oh, it doesn't matter. Ace 10 for 2 guessers. And we flop a set. Bye-bye. GG. $13 in our pocket. Oh, an ace and a queen. Still getting dealt the deck. No, I'm just kidding. I'm skipping through the bullshit holdings. PKer goes for the open. Now we're suited and boated. We got that ace and the queen. Do we want to play call? I don't know if I like a 3-bet all in. We're 4-handed. I think I like a smaller 3-bet, to be honest with you. I elect to go for the all-in play. And the jam gets through, of course. We're only going to get called by better there, I think. Look, these dudes toss chips around for quite a while. Cracker Crota with an ace and 8 rips it in. King 7 for PKer calls. They make top pair. And we lose a body. And then I'm pretty sure Turbo rips it in here. $32 bounty on the line, and PKer rips it in. And we have to let go of 8-2. King Jack versus Ace 8. King on the flop and the flush draw, so Turbo needs one of two outs, and they don't find it. Now we're heads up, and this should be a fun one with PK, very active player. We got a little bit less chips in them, but that don't matter, and I think the 7-4 should limp. There we go, good shit. PKer might raise, and then they'll take the pot down pretty, but that's whatever. 1.5 blinds is the size, 2.5 is the size, 1.5 to call, and we let her go. Queen 8 sees the limp, and we check it back, and the King 9 3 flop goes check, bet, call, and we're, no, wait, I don't know. We might just look for different spots. The Queen High could be good. I'm going to guess PKer's bluffing a lot there. And that means on turns and rivers, it's going to be very difficult to call down with Queen High. Anyways, Jack 8 suited limps it in and flops a boat. PKer checks. We could bet because the board's super wet, but we've obviously got the board locked up. So a check makes a lot of sense. Ace on the turn. PKer leads out. There's no reason to raise. We'll just call. And see what the river brings us. Obviously, we got a boat. We're pretty happy. Jack isn't the best card. We chop it up with Jack X. Hearts get there. It's a double paired board, so how much do they care? We could bet over the pot. That would be kind of cool. Pretend we just have like some sort of miss spade draw or some shit as we bet 5 blinds and we get a swift fold. PK goes for the 2.5x open. King 4 calls. Jack 7 2 flop. Another spot like that Queen 8 where I would like a float. Whoa, I don't know, but not that size. 3.5 blinds. We'll bet and take her down. King 3 looks like a limp. Nah, my strategy is to limp it in, so we should just limp everything if we're gonna play. Queen Jack Jack flop, and we get a lead for 1.5 blinds. Big juicy bet from PKer. I got 3 in a row and an overcard. Looks like I'm just gonna fold, play the old man coffee strategy for the time being. Not too sure how I'm gonna get PKer, but it looks like they're just gonna go bet all the time, and I'm eventually gonna have a hand. 8-3 flops a straight draw. I do like a bet on the turn here with the old 8-3. I elect to check. Ace on the river.
What's up? Sorry, I was just coming to see if you want some dinner.
Yeah, I'll come get some in a little bit.
Okay.
So we check that bad boy down, and PKer takes it with the king. Ace 9. We limp her in. If PKer raises, we find the call. We could always 3-bet as well, but that's very unlikely. Queen 9-7 flop, and this seems like one of those hands where we're just going to call down. There's so many bad cards, though. So what about like an 8-10 jack? All those suck. A king isn't good. What about a 6 or a 5? They aren't too bad. 4 on the turn is a great card. PKer does check it on over. Looks like the 11 blinds will slide our way after we bet small here on the turn. Yeah, no surprises there. Ace 4 facing the PKer limp. Ooh, a raise. That's kind of juicy. I don't know if this is the hand that wants to do it. We might want to be suited. Instead, we juice the pot anyways. Get the ace high board, which is good news. We bet small. Plenty of 1 pair and straight draws. Plenty of flush draws out there. And PK raises on the flop, which is scary as fuck. Heads up poker. I think we have to call. And Brendan folds. I don't know what to say about that, but that was a scary happening. We get rewarded with an ace and a queen the next hand. We limp it in. Oh, we don't quite nail the flop. We do have a straight draw, 2 overs, and backdoor hard draw. So we don't quite nail the flop, but we got quite a bit going on. We bet a blind. And PKer gets out of the way. PK raises 2.5 and we fold the 4 and the 3. Queen and a jack. We limp it on in. We call a raise if it comes in. No surprises there. It's probably a pretty bad strategy from PKer just to be juicing the pot pre-flop from the small blind, or the big blind, sorry, as they're playing out of position. They do bet on the ace-7-4 flop and take it down. So maybe against my strategy of limping and playing passively post-flop, bloating the pot out of position and taking it down on a lot of flops isn't horrific, as they've taken a slight lead here. As they started with a slight lead. I guess the chip advantage has grown to a 2-1. As we limp in the ace-8, PKer checks it back, we flop a pair of 8s, and they lead out for 1.5 blinds. 3 diamonds out there, plenty of straight draws. We're worried, but we're off to the turn and we get a 6 of spades. PKer bets another 3.5 blinds. Is this the spot where we hero call? Not surprised to see another bet come in. I don't quite know what to do here, if I'm being honest. I hope I hero call and I'm right. Doesn't it just feel like a value jam would come in? I might fold, but I think a value jam would come in if PKer had it. What, a king bet like this? Okay, yeah, go in the time bank, think it through. I think he's gonna have some sort of I was gonna say 6-7, 6-9. He has 6-4. Nice hero call with the ace-8. They did have the flush draw to boot. Anyways, we got the straight draw to the 6 and we just let her go on the flop. So we got an interesting game plan against PKer, as we've evened up the chip count now. And we're right back at it with the limp and the raise and the call. This time we flop top pair, PKer checks it back. Checks it over to me. Ba-bum-bum, buddy-buddy-doo-doo. Boopity-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. So we bet a third, we get a call, 5 on the turn, completes the rainbow. We're quite ecstatic with our holding here. Looks like I'm sizing up half pot. I could always go larger, but it looks like I want to get a call. And the board's pretty dry as the 10-9 straight gets there. We check it back and see a couple of 3s. They probably shouldn't have called a river bet. Who knows what PKer would have done. PKer raises 3 blinds, and we fold the queen and the 9 because we never saw that big sizing pre-flop. Even though maybe we should call. I don't fully know. 9 and a 5 limps it on in. PKer raises it on up. And I don't mind just ducking that one. King 8, we see a limp. Well, we flop top pair, that's good news. Betsky from PKer, we find the call. Seven on the turn, so we pick up a straight draw to the 10 with our 8 in the holding. We go deep in the tank for some reason and check it on over. PKer bets pot, that's great news. We gotta find the call, right? There's so many bad rivers. 8 of hearts, interesting, as we make 2 pairs. There's a 1-liner to a 10, river goes check, check. And we take the pot. Ooh, and then we get a couple 9s. PK raises a 2.5 blinds off the 15 blind stack. So we've seen this action, the whole dang heads up battle. I mean, there's a few times they checked, just checked. Facing the limp. Anyways, ace 9 versus 9-9. We just gotta sweat the aces. A couple outs going to the river, and we do hold and get the W. So that's some good shit. So in total, we get 600 buckers for the W. That was USD, so you convert that to Canadian. That's a big W. Oh, yeah. Let's see. So we end the day January 4th at $3,400. 75 on top of that. 34.75. My apologies. My brain's a little broken. I need some food. But shit, I suppose that's the end of the show. So if you made it all the way through, thanks for checking this bullshit out. Hopefully we'll see you in another episode of something dumb. Till then, adios amigos.